Warning, the following content may induce serious FOMO and an uncontrollable urge to travel.
Caviar Wings. How do you feel so far, Kelly?
I feel amazing.
Yeah?
This has been such a journey so far. Woo! Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to Caviar Wings.
Welcome to Caviar Wings,
I'm
episode
Sahar.
2. And I'm Kelly.
Yes, we're excited.
Rue at the feet.
And Rue's here, and
Rue
Gabby's
is
here,
and Gabby's
Ash is
here,
here.
and Ash is here. The team is here. We are.
Thank you for being with us, guys.
Yes. When we first were running the streets, it would definitely be champagne all day.
Sometimes.
So what's the drink of choice now?
Well,
For me,
Water?
yes. And tequila.
Vodka.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Do you tap the table when it's champagne?
No, that only applies to shots.
Oh.
I need a little bit more. It's been a day.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Hey, Rue. You want some?
Hey, Rue.
Go get your bowl. I'll give you some.
cheers.
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 Okay.
Yep.
And I'll give this to you, Ash. So we thought it would be great to share a little about some of Kelly and I's travel stories. We're going to jump around today and change the programming up a little bit because it is our show and we can do what we want to. Even though we promised you guys a different city each episode, we want to share how we combine our busy work schedules with our travel schedules. Because having a travel podcast, although we don't shoot on site on all our trips, maybe one day, we do still have to take a lot of trips in order to really kind of have that experience and be able to come back and share knowledge of different spaces and places and so forth. So combining what we got going on professionally and personally, and now, you know, those two worlds combining, especially for Kelly, because
It is not easy.
It's
So
your roster of like everything you have going on.
I'm glad that you acknowledge that, because sometimes you act like I'm just not doing anything. So I'm glad you acknowledge that. But yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'm a mother to a grown man.
He's 13 going on like 30,
Yeah.
but okay.
And I run a spa in Maryland as well.
Selfish.
We have a social media company
Yes.
on the side. And then accounting work. So we are, both very busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we thought it was a good idea to
add something else on the plate.
add something else onto the
Why
plate.
not?
Why not? Let's go for it. Meanwhile, Kelly has and we're like drowning, and she comes to me with other business ideas, and I'm like, Kelly.
I know. I want more social clients.
I'm like looking at her like, no. And then she wants to start this other company. I'm like, Kelly.
Yep.
No, like we've got to let's get this one thing at a time. Well, not one thing at a time, but
Rue wants to be heard. Rue, do you have something to say, baby?
Rue is here. She is trying to speak her voice, but
We love Rue.
So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a recent trip that we took where we mixed in a lot of work, and not only work outside of Caviar and Wings, but through our social media management and through the agency work that I'm doing, but also mixed in some personal time as far as vacationing. And man, I don't know what we were thinking.
That trip was insane.
It was absolutely insane. So everyone knows Kelly lives
In Baltimore?
right, and flights in and out of Baltimore.
Oh, it's impossible. It's terrible. I don't know what it is about BWI, but the direct flights just don't exist. I mean, to come here, I feel like, American has one direct flight a day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if that one time doesn't work for you, well, then you're on Southwest. You're on Southwest.
No shade at Southwest. No shade.
Yeah,
at
so
Southwest.
you will see me on Southwest.
And then, of course, I live in Miami. I feel like I always end up flying by myself because most of my friends live in other places.
Yeah.
But then it becomes this whole coordination thing of, all right, how can we get there in enough time? So we had to go out to Vegas.
For work.
Yes, and it was work I was doing on my agency side, but then through SKS management, which is what we do on the social media management side, there was an opportunity too. So Kelly, come on out, let's go to Vegas. You know, it's 2 days worth of work.
The trip was already long because after Vegas, it was London and Amsterdam.
Well, mind you,
But
it
don't
just,
forget to add that it was Super Bowl.
no, that wasn't
No.
that. No, this is a whole different trip.
This was the Ravens playing in London.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had
But still
planned-
football related.
But they didn't
Still-
make it.
Gabby,
Come on. Why would you do that?
why would you say that?
I just want to remind
Why would you put it? That's like,
Okay, let's continue. I digress.
wow, that's the kind of thing that gets, you know.
The trip of the
Wow, Ash. I think everyone wanted the Ravens to win. So we were absolutely devastated that they lost. But mind
Yeah.
you,
Yeah,
girl,
everyone.
Gabby,
Okay,
don't
anyway,
start.
Let's continue. Let's get back on topic.
So we had the trip to London planned already, where we were going to go see.
For the Ravens and Janine's birthday.
It was
Yeah.
a friend of ours' birthday, Janine's birthday. Hello to Janine and Chris.
Hi, Janine.
And then Keisha and Jamil, who are dear friends of ours. Jamil is with the Ravens organization. So they were naturally all like, oh, this is a great time to celebrate Janine's birthday. We'll be out in London. Let's all go and party. So we had that in the books. And then Vegas
And
came.
then you added on Vegas.
Then I added on Vegas. And I was like, well, Vegas is, let's go get this bag. Let's go get this bag real quick. So we go out to Vegas. And flying from the West Coast trying to get to Europe is
It's brutal.
it's probably the
Yeah.
only reason why I wouldn't want to live on the West Coast besides high taxes. It's really taxing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a long journey. I feel for you West
And
Coasters.
I added on that trip after, London and Amsterdam was already booked, and it was just my luck that my flight didn't take off
Oh yeah, I
that
remember
morning,
that.
leaving Vegas. Didn't take off. I was so mad. I had to change my whole entire trip around.
It's so painful.
Awful. No, I'm still mad about it. Because then
Your
I
flight
felt
was
like
at like 6 a.m. in the morning.
it was at 7 a.m. so that I could get back to Dulles, switch suitcases. I think my car was at Dulles, so I just needed to switch suitcases and, get on my flight. A mess. I had to fly into Baltimore.
Did you leave your suitcase in your car at Dulles Airport so when you got there you could just switch it out? Is that what you did, or were you going to go home and pick up your suitcase?
No, someone was going to bring me my suitcase. Yeah,
Oh.
someone was going to bring me my suitcase. So everything got messed up. Every single.
That's a good friend or family member. Whoever it is that's going to bring you a suitcase to the airport so you could.
No, no. It was my mom. It was my mom.
Shout out to mom.
Thanks, mom.
Thanks, Ross. But yeah,
But no, so
that's
yeah,
love,
so then
'cause
I'm
Dulles
mad. I'm
is
like,
far
why
from
did
your house?
Yeah, no, it is far. And I'm like, why did I come out here? I knew this was gonna happen, but it all worked out. I ended up being able to go home for a second and see my son, which I was already gonna be gone from him for a long time.
Right.
And I ended up making it to London. Maybe like 3 or 4 hours after y'all. I think it all worked out.
It
so,
all worked out.
yeah.
Because I know I was flying out of Vegas a little bit later than you, and flying out of Vegas, the only direct flight they had from Vegas to London was like $11,000. Like I remember seeing that ticket price and being like, oh yeah, you lost your mind. There's absolutely no way I'm
Yeah.
paying $11,000 to go from Vegas to London. One way, by the way.
Oh, so you ended up laid over in JFK? Is that
I
what you
ended
did?
up, yes, going to JFK because I fly American Airlines more than I do any other airline. So I ended up flying, I believe, into New York, if I'm not mistaken, because they have so many options from New York to London, and then just hopping on a flight over to London. And sometimes what I ended up doing was from Vegas to New York, I bought a coach ticket. I looked at the upgrades. The upgrades weren't going to happen. I looked at first class ticket just from Vegas to New York. Oh, I actually did fly first class.
Oh.
I did.
Shocker.
Because instead of spending $11,000 from London to go direct to instead of spending, $11,000 for going from Vegas to London, I bought a one-way ticket, and this is tips and tricks. I bought a one-way ticket because no matter what, I had to lay over. So I'm like, okay, I think it was JetBlue or something like that, where it was from Vegas to New York, and it was like $600 for.
What's the name for that? We were just talking about this. When you do.
Oh, you're talking about like the seat jumper thing. Like,
Is that what it's called? Seat jumper?
I forget the name. Drew would know.
No, I know. Where did Drew go? When
Where
you
did
make
Drew
your
go?
own, when you make your own trip and you skip there, you skip what the airline wants you to do. Like, you know what I mean?
I know the concept.
Y'all had a name for it.
There is a name for it. What is it when you like skip a leg of your flight?
leg?
Huh?
Skip leg?
Skip leg.
Skip leg.
Skip
Skip
leg.
leg?
That's not what I did though. Because all I did was buy a one-way. See, I'm notorious for buying one-way tickets.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if I do need to change just a portion of my flight, it doesn't impact my entire ticket price. It just impacts that one leg of the flight. So let's say you know you're going somewhere, you book your ticket 3 weeks in advance, and then all of a sudden something happens at the last minute. Nobody wants to buy a round trip. It's a lot. You'll save a lot more money if you only have to change one leg of your flight instead of buying a whole new ticket last minute, right? So I'm good for buying one-way flights. The only exception is going to Europe because they tax you if you do one-way flights going in and out of, like overseas, international, I should say. But I bought that one-way ticket, and I think ultimately I only ended up getting comfort, I think is what it ended up being. It wasn't necessarily
It was
business.
only comfort?
It was comfort. It was comfort. It was comfort, and it was like $600, and it wasn't that comfortable, and it was Delta, and I don't normally fly Delta.
Not you.
Stop
Do they
it.
have water back there?
Sometimes. I think they make you pay for it.
Oh, not you. Oh my God.
No, don't listen to them. Okay, they are trying to gas the audience up. I buy coach tickets all the time. They're calculated though.
Domestic.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
even domestic. You're well
So anyway,
set.
we get to London.
We get to London, so that's what I did. And then no, I did ended up. Even though I flew coach domestically, internationally it was like, I think my ticket was $2,700 going round trip, and that's still a lot of money. But flying business class, $2,700 is what I was able to finagle since I booked it from New York round trip. So that worked out well. But it was still a lot going on, and really what helped us too is Kelly and I said, okay, we're going to be in London, right, for the game. We should go somewhere that's nearby.
Yeah.
And
Well, we
make,
had two places. We didn't make it to Brussels.
yeah, we didn't make it to Brussels. And like, you know, just have another city or another country that we visited while we were all the way out there. Because London was for 3 nights, right? It's like, we're taking this trek. Let's add another night or two and
Yeah.
and try something different.
So we ended up going with Amsterdam.
We did.
Well, it was supposed to be Brussels, Amsterdam, but
We were
it
tired.
just-
We'll,
there was
we'll
just
tell
so
you why
much
we're tired in a
going
second.
on.
But one of the things too is if you want to do multiple cities, if you go on Google Flights, you can put multiple destinations you're starting from, and technically multiple destinations you would be coming back home from. And it'll give you like a whole matrix of different flight scenarios, and you could pick the one that's most affordable. So I looked at like, oh, what if we fly back home from Germany? What if we fly back home from Paris? What if we fly back home? So I checked like half a dozen countries
Yeah.
to fly back from that would make it, from a time perspective, feasible, and from a money perspective, like economical, right? And we landed on Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And we
So
said,
this was my first time in London and my first time in Amsterdam. And I absolutely love London, and I think it is way better than Paris. I will die.
What?
I will die on that hill. Gabby,
no, what? No, sir, no how.
I will die.
Do
I
you
will die
really
on that hill.
believe
Yes,
that?
I had so much more fun in London. I feel like the people were so much nicer. It didn't smell like cigarettes everywhere. I enjoyed
I
it.
don't agree.
I enjoyed it.
I think it's a different vibe each one. You have to be in the mood for each one.
Where are the folks that like London over Paris? Let me know.
Yeah.
There
Slide in the DMs. 'cause
Yeah, let
I
me
don't know
know.
where they are.
I need to find my people.
So why? Give me. Okay, I'm gonna give you
I
a
had-
test, pop quiz. Give me three.
I can't give you 3 of anything.
Why London is better than Paris?
Well, the 3 bullet points.
She
it's
gave 2.
I gave, yeah. So
Besides
I felt the
cigarettes.
people were nice. I felt that it was a little more laid back, and maybe that speaks to the people being nice. You know, it was laid back. I thought the clubs were way more fun than any club I've been to in Paris. Yeah.
She hasn't been clubbing with us in Paris yet.
Well, not with you. Yeah, but
I love London, but everything in London felt like there had to be a membership to get it. Remember when we went?
I didn't feel like that. And the food was amazing. We had some really good food.
We had some really good food, but we also...
Except that one place with the egg and all that stuff. That wasn't good.
So there's this place in London. Well,
it's really popular. It's like a touristy spot.
Yeah, it's a touristy spot, but the views, go there for a drink.
Yeah, I think
don't
you go
go there
for
for
the view.
food.
Yeah.
It's called Duck and Waffle. Is that what it's called?
Duck and Waffle, I think, yeah.
Something like, yeah, Duck and Waffle. We'll throw it into the Instagram. But
no, somebody suggested we go there. I don't know who it was. That food was disgusting.
The food wasn't that great. It was very...
But other than that, everything I had in London was amazing.
The views. The views were...
And where we stayed was really nice. Rosewood?
Yeah, we stayed at Rosewood. Definitely would recommend Rosewood. When Gabby and I went to London last year, we stayed at the Langdon, right?
How was that?
I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
What?
But I think you said it right.
Yeah, Langdon, right? Yeah, that's what it is. They have one in New York. They have it was one of those movies where one of the chef movies, they featured it.
It's actually pronounced Langham Hotel. It's walkable to your favorite pubs, restaurants, and shopping experiences. The hotel boasts a $30,000 a night suite in case you feel like splurging. It also has a bar that's rated top 50 in the world. And the movie I was referring to is called Burnt with Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller.
It is more centrally located than Rosewood, but Rosewood is definitely more of a vibe. Rosewood is...
Yeah, no, it was super sexy. And then they had that lounge that was in the lobby area.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a speakeasy. It wasn't a speakeasy, but when you walk in, it was dark, it was moody.
Did they kick us out one night because we were there till late?
Yes. Yeah, they kicked us out.
Yeah.
But they had live music.
We were definitely out in London. The folks where we were with too, they love to
turn
hang
up,
out.
yeah.
And it's like, can we go to the dinners are all the bagatelle dinners, and we went to some burlesque show dinner situation. It's like, can we just go to a regular dinner? Just one that doesn't have sparklers everywhere.
Yeah, but the regular restaurant that you picked was amazing. So
we
I
went
love
to
London.
oh man, that was so good. It was Sparrow. That was the nice chill restaurant we went to.
Yeah.
Italian food, absolutely amazing. We'll share pictures of that because that has to be one of my favorite restaurants in London. I don't know if I'm late to the game because I don't frequent London that much. I prefer Paris any day, or Italy over London, for sure, if I'm going out that way. But nonetheless, every night was a little bit of a turn up.
Yeah.
And we went, so for the folks who are going to these international NFL games this coming season, I think we have Sao Paulo on our bucket list as far as maybe checking that out for the season opener.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So we might check that out. I've actually never been to Brazil, which is, when I say that, people look at me kind of side-eyed, but this would be my first time. But the crazy thing is when we went to the game in London, the NFL isn't a big thing there yet.
Yeah,
so it was.
But it was packed.
It was packed, but the weirdest thing is
people had on every jersey.
It was a Ravens
single jersey.
Titans game, and there was literally people wearing jerseys from every single team.
Patriots,
every team.
Kansas
Every
City,
team.
Dolphins. If you had a jersey, it didn't matter what it was, they were wearing it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So you can't even tell who's it was the weirdest thing ever.
Oh, it was weird because when one team would score versus the other, nobody's really cheering hard for one team. You can't tell
who's going for who because these folks probably aren't. A majority of them aren't probably even familiar with or have a team that they're loyalists with. So it was.
Yeah, but it was a great experience, and the food was amazing in there too.
The food at the stadium was actually really good.
Fries, we'll add a picture in of that. The fries with that whatever
chili
stuff
it
on
was
top.
it was short rib.
Shredded beef or something.
Yeah, it had
was
shredded beef. It was
amazing.
almost like a short rib situation on top.
Yeah.
That was at a stadium was amazing. It was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
So then we were like, all right, so we tacked on a birthday celebration. Now let's go visit another city. Obviously, we picked a city where it's like, okay, this makes sense logistically. It's close to London. We can hop on a train. And then getting back home isn't astronomical either, because coming back home from other cities was slightly higher than it was coming home from Amsterdam. And I'd been to Amsterdam before, but it didn't count. It was like a 1-day, 24-hour like layover situation. I don't count that. So I thought Amsterdam was
We definitely needed more
beautiful.
time. We definitely needed more time though to see
We
like
did
everything.
2 nights, 3 days there.
Yeah.
And I didn't think when we were booking it that we would need more time. Like it's
But
like
we
one
really
of those
did,
things
yeah.
like to check off a list. But no, Amsterdam is gorgeous. Amsterdam is really, really nice. We went to the red light district to check it out.
Because you have to.
You have to. You're not missing anything. We went to a show.
Okay, question.
We went to a show.
Booby trap or Amsterdam red light district?
Booby trap.
Booby trap.
Booby trap.
Booby
all
trap.
day, every
Yeah,
day.
yeah, no.
For folks who don't know, Booby Trap is an infamous strip club down here.
Yeah.
It's a tourist attraction in Miami.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's a trap in Miami.
Tourist trap.
It's a
Yes.
trap. It's a trap. So be careful when you go in there. You're not gonna come out the same. But
That's funny.
but yeah, Booby Trap for sure.
Can we talk about the show?
Yeah,
That we saw?
we could talk about the show. Take sips.
Right. We went to a live sex show. Oh my God.
Wait,
We went to a live
sex
sex show in
show.
Amsterdam.
Like it was penetration.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sit in
So
the
like a live porno.
Yeah.
yeah. You sit in the theater.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's on. It's in the.
here?
That doesn't.
Well, it's
I don't
legal
think I-
there.
Like I should know that.
It's legal there in the red light district.
They're known
So-
for it. That's what the red light district is known for.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never been? I don't know why I thought you've been to
I've been
Amsterdam.
to Amsterdam, but not to this.
Oh,
Oh,
you
I've
gotta
never
go. You gotta go, Abby.
You gotta go.
So you go and you sit in like a theater, and the curtains open, and there's 2 people going at it on stage.
And it's different shows. So they'll perform for a couple minutes, and then the curtains close, and then they're on this.
They're like on a circular
Yeah,
bed.
this
that
particular
spins.
show we went to, they were on a circular bed that was
All
rotating.
angles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like men. There's just like
There's
all these men.
people in there. Women, men, there's like all these people in
No,
there.
but the people doing it is man
So-
and woman.
Well, yeah, they were all.
There
There was other situations.
there was some other stuff too.
Yeah,
but,
there's some other
but
stuff.
for the most part, it was a man and a woman.
Think the box New York, but a level
I was
higher.
just gonna say that.
Yeah, no,
It's
like,
like the
10,
box
like
New
10
York.
levels higher.
They,
Yeah.
But I know they're not doing that at Booby Trap.
Well, maybe in the back room.
I don't know what they do. I don't know what they're doing back there.
We might need to edit that part out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm supposed to know about that.
Everybody knows about that.
Talk about
Not
it.
me. Okay.
What back?
Okay, Angel.
Yeah.
What back
Okay.
room, girl?
You've never been to Booby Trap?
Not the back room.
A girl style.
Not the back room. But yeah,
We stayed.
it was.
We stayed at the Waldorf Astoria. We splurged on this portion of the trip for sure. Because
It was worth it though. That hotel is something special. Like
It
I
is.
would stay there again if we went back.
It is. We'll share some pictures. It was absolutely stunning. The property itself was like,
It used to be a castle.
Yeah.
Or it belonged to, I don't know, Prince or King, something like that.
yeah,
And they had kept all of the, original, like, what do you call them? The wood beams.
yeah. All the original structure and the architecture and the hand carved everything that they had in there was all kept
was beautiful.
intact, and it's like hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely stunning. The location was ideal. It was easy to get around and so forth.
Yeah, we walked a lot, and there was shopping close by,
They were shopping pretty close by.
restaurants.
Yeah, and the shopping was actually, decent. You save a couple of dollars. It is the euro. You do get your tax back, so that's nice.
We
and
didn't get on bikes though.
We didn't get on bikes. We didn't have time. She was scared to get on bikes. I love bikes. I'll get on a bike any day. I was the girl in New York on a city bike cutting through traffic.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit by a
Picture
car.
It didn't happen. I don't believe this.
That she was
What?
on a city bike?
Yeah.
Oh, I used
If
to
you're
ride.
a city
Ask,
girl-
where's Drew? Drew.
Sahar won't even get on the subway. You think she's gonna get on a city
I
bike?
used to get on the subway back in the day. It's been a while. It's been a while, but I've got witnesses because I'm not gonna let you play me on film like this.
Do you know
no.
how to ride a bicycle?
Yes. So we were just talking about. We went to Amsterdam. Kelly didn't want to get on a bike. I was like, we should get on a bike. I always used to get on the city bikes in New York and duck and weave through traffic.
Duck and
Not duck,
Okay,
not
she
duck and
actually
weave.
did get on city bikes back in the day.
Okay.
frequently or once in a blue?
The summertime every other week during the summer. That's it.
And how was I moving in those? I was moving.
Bobbing and weaving. I don't know. I believe you were on it. I don't know about the bobbing and weaving.
I think Sahar,
Girl.
her mind thinks she's like on a motorcycle between the cars.
Okay, we can go bike riding. I'm not doing it in Miami though. They're crazy out here. But I'll go riding again in New York.
You got yelled at in New York.
I did.
I want to see you ride a bike because not too long ago you said you would have been a star athlete in high school. Girl.
Yeah,
See,
that was
now
pretty
you're putting words.
shocking.
I
That was
just
pretty
should've played.
shocking. That was shocking.
What?
I don't think
That you
Sahar
felt
would
like you would have been a star athlete.
I didn't say I was going to be a star athlete in high school. I just said my parents wouldn't let me play in high school, and I think I would have been decent at something.
You said basketball first.
Okay, that's what
That's
I
what you
wanted to
did.
do. Yeah.
Okay, let's hoop. I think we should do a segment where
We hoop
put
outside.
your athletic skills to the test. Every trip you go on,
I like it.
you should do an athletic.
Okay, let's go.
Now,
I'm gonna
see-
catch it on camera. Don't be mad when I air it either.
I'm an athlete, honey.
So Waldorf Astoria, Amsterdam, 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend. Definitely go stay there.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Super nice, and it's right on the water. It's very picturesque. Some of the really cute, some of our best pictures have been like we get on one of those little boats. I'm sure there's a proper name for it. It's a very touristy thing to do.
Yeah, we rode on that really old boat, and he had all these like historical facts for us that
Yeah.
I've forgotten every single one of them at
Yeah,
this point.
likewise.
But
Likewise, but
he
it's
was
great
like,
for pictures.
this boat belongs to this person and that person, and
Do y'all ever think they'd be making that stuff up?
I don't think so.
They could. You guys wouldn't know
I-
unless my ex was there fact checking on.
it was in one ear and out the other, so I couldn't tell you.
It was
Honestly.
actually it was September, and that day the temperature had dropped a little bit, so I feel like I was a tad bit chilly out there.
A tad. We had a whole blanket. It was freezing.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah.
So I was probably distracted by being cold. Like he wanted to give us alcohol, which probably would have warmed us up, but I was so cold. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, but I couldn't believe how much the homes cost that are like in the water, like the boat homes that are like permanently on the side of the yeah. And he was like, they're like, oh, that one's $1 million, that one's $3 million, and it literally looked like a trailer in the water, didn't it?
Oh, the boat home.
Yeah.
They're like all lined up, you know.
They're very
$1 million?
expensive. They're
Yes.
really expensive now, apparently.
Is it for the?
And he
you're
said
paying
in
for
the-
also the spot.
Yeah.
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 Well, he said in the winter they freeze, like everything freezes. I couldn't believe it. I would never pay $1 million to live.
Some of them were nice, but they were tiny though. They're not
Yeah,
that.
so we were sailing by in the little boat, and the houses are right there, like
you
right
could
there.
see people inside.
There was a completely butt naked man
Yeah.
sitting in his window.
Doing
As
what?
as we
Who knows? That part.
But I'm like, he's so nasty. He knows people.
He was on his laptop, wasn't he?
I don't know what he was doing, but I'm like, he knows people are sailing by, and he's just butt naked.
On his Zoom call, butt naked.
Butt naked, but no, but that was fun. Amsterdam was amazing.
Amsterdam was really
Yeah.
good. I do want to go back. I really do want to go back. It was a good time.
I would like to go back in the summertime.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I didn't mind the time of year we were there.
it was a little chilly at
It was
night.
a little chilly.
Yeah.
At night it was. At night it was. It was a good time though. It was a lot
And I
of
don't think
fun.
we were prepared. I had to buy a coat in London.
You did?
Yeah, because I didn't have a coat. So I would like to experience all that in the summertime,
Okay.
for sure. Not yet. This was my first time in London, period. When that was my first time, and I like it more than Paris.
You do.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. It's
I
still
I
like,
think the summertime is a vibe there though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because it feels like New York in the sense where there's like a Soho, like you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, like
Yeah.
different neighborhoods. What'd you think about? Because you're single, right, Kelly?
I am.
Okay, so what do you think about the guys? Like
In London? I didn't
what
see.
was the vibe?
I didn't see any guys in London. Did we see guys? I didn't see any guys.
Oh, that one night we went to Bagatelle, there were some cuties there. And remember, I was like, oh, let's go over. So we go to Bagatelle. I've gotten a little bit more aggressive nowadays.
Oh
But
my God.
we go to Bagatelle, and it's these two guys sitting at a table, a four-top. And they were kind of handsome, and they were, like, sitting by themselves. And, you know, we're at a table full of people, whatnot. But me and Kelly are, like, the single ones there. And I was like, well, we should go over and, like, say something, you know, they're by themselves. It's just me and you were the single ones here. We should like at least say hi or something. And you know, we don't, naturally. Typical.
You don't go say hi?
We don't go say hi. And like a few minutes later, these two girls walk in and sit at the table with them. Like,
I'm like, can you imagine if we had went over there? And
we
then
went
the
over
girls
there,
come?
we're sitting there talking to them, and in come their dates.
Yeah, but you said it was 4 guys.
No, two guys at a four-top. At a four-top.
Oh, y'all would have played yourselves.
We would have played ourselves really hard. See, that's why, like,
That's why we.
Let me tell you something. God works in mysterious
serious
ways.
way.
Definitely, yeah. He knew that wasn't the table for us.
That wasn't the table. He said, I got better for you. Just relax.
It wasn't God's best.
It wasn't God's best. But they could have been their sisters or something. We don't know.
Did they look alike?
I didn't look that deep into it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's dark in Bagatelle.
Yeah, it's Bagatelle. It's dark in there. They got sparklers flying everywhere. I'm like,
Funny. That's funny. I forgot about that.
yeah.
Okay.
But there was some tables of cuties in there. I know when Gabby and I went, we were like hitting the Soho houses and stuff, and we're like, eh.
It was dry. But we also went in the winter time too. We went in February. So I have a sneaky suspicion that in the summer and springtime, it's like New York, it comes alive. Like everyone goes outside, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of want to go back.
Yeah. So you felt like
Trip, Kelly.
they were guys in Paris? You feel like they're
yeah.
really?
Well, are you just basing it off of our last trip, or are you
No,
speaking
this
in
last
general?
time.
This last time, yeah, it was,
last
but it was
time.
also Men's Fashion Week, so
But
that
it was like a more dry men's fashion week. The one in January, I think, is a little bit dry. But the men there are just so sophisticated, well put together, well mannered. Okay, let's start there.
Okay.
They know how to speak to people.
Okay.
that just gives you a sneak peek into really the effort we put behind getting our work done, taking time to actually enjoy our personal lives, and really finding ways to capture content and do things that are going to be very Caviar and Wings centric. It's been something that we've been doing for a long time. For Kelly, she tends to make her trips really short. Typically what ends up happening, I'm somewhere for work traveling, and then I'll say, hey, I'm out on the West Coast, I'm out here in Europe, I'm out here in whatever spot it may be.
I
for a
love
few
to just
days.
get in and get out. Yeah, I like to get in and get out. I'm like, what weekend can I fit in on your 3-month trip?
Right.
And I'll come for a weekend and be gone.
So that normally is how it works out for us. And we'll share more of our travel journeys, obviously. If there's cities that you've seen us post on our social media that you want to hear more about, please just
Let us
DM
know.
us, say something in the comments. But what we'll leave off with is tips and tricks. We dabbled into it a little bit throughout this segment. The key to some of our most successful trips is really figuring out how to maneuver the flights that it works for our trip as a whole. So booking the one-ways. If you do have a layover, think about booking it as 2 separate tickets, as segments like that. That's usually something that works out well. You do need to obviously have some flexibility when it comes to certain things. Something else that makes it really easy too is if you're only doing a carry-on bag. So that's clutch when you're, saying, okay, well, I'm gonna book one ticket on one airline and then, have a layover in this city, but book a separate ticket to, catch the second leg of my flight. Well, if you have a checked bag, that sometimes complicates.
That is not going to work.
Yeah, that complicates matters, so you really have to account for that. But when you're traveling with just a carry-on and you have some flexibility in your schedule, it definitely helps. Something really cool to do. So that is something to keep in mind as you're booking your trip.
So we're going to wrap?
We're gonna wrap. We just shared a little bit. We wanted to make sure that initially, as we bring Caviar and Wings on air, that you get to meet us, get to know a little bit about us, get to know a little bit more about the team that's working behind the scenes to make all this happen.
Thank you for helping us today, Gabby.
Thank you for helping us, Gabby.
And Rue.
Yes, and Rue, our official mascot. And thank you for all the listeners out there. I hope you're taking away like little things that can help you as you're looking to plan your next trip. Make sure you subscribe. We'll send more information through email. We'll send updates on what episodes are to come. And then hit follow on Instagram, TikTok. We are on all the channels, Caviar and Wings on all the channels. We look forward to seeing you there and look forward to seeing you next week.
Bye.
Bye.